G-Weave, Jammer Tasha for Wall 2 Go May. Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you're all doing well. God bless each and every one of you. So, another busy day in Ireland. Today we were campaigning to stop the mega mosque in Letterkenny, County Donegal. We were going door to door, speaking to the people of Letterkenny, trying to raise awareness about this mega mosque that's got full planning approval. And then we hit the streets, the main streets, talked to people, handed out flyers, got a good response. Again, a lot of people don't understand what's happening, but a lot of people do agree that Ireland has been Islamified and they want Ireland to remain a Christian country. So some good interactions on the streets today. Got some footage, got some interactions, was very good. Long day, but good day nonetheless. So we're going to discuss what's happening in Ireland. I see there was a random attack on a child and woman in Ongar Cafe, Dublin today. We'll play a clip of that. What else we got? Michal Martin got his knickers in a twist. Nick Delahanty did a good post on, immigration, the amount of money that's been spent on iPass centres. What else have we got? We've got a number of clips to get through tonight. So, good stuff. Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Niall McConnell from Castlefin, County Donegal. If you're new to the show, please subscribe. Share these live streams and videos with all your friends and family. We're broadcasting on multiple platforms tonight. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. So if you're watching on any platforms, make sure you follow me. Share the videos on all your platforms, please. We'd really appreciate it. The very least you can do. So before we say hello to everybody in the live chat, we're going to say our Lord's Prayer as Gilliga, so please join us. Nanya mana hargus avek agus spread neve amen. Arn yahara tar now go ni for Daniel go dag to the rate go yanter the Holland Talav mar yanter now. Ar nar na hul tor doing you agus might doing our fecta mar a why might start vectin a fian ag na election a gahu ag seer shan ulk amen. Nanya mana hargus avek agus spread neve amen. Okay, everybody, welcome to tonight's show. How are we all doing the live chat? Let me go over there now. Take a wee drink of water first. Okay. Sean Mack, good man. Thanks for moderating once again. Hope you're doing well. Christ, G-I-L, Christ, greetings all. Hello. Stilly Brings, how's it going? Robert McGuire, what about you? Aaron Brown says, greetings from New Jersey. Good man, Aaron. Tangent 9563. Good to see you. Michael O'Sullivan, how are we doing? Nothing will change until the government is removed. Yep. Removed electorally, of course. Raynham says, hello, Patriots. Good man, Raynham. Thanks for moderating. Blessings from England, says Moira. Martin is a knickers, so that wouldn't be hard, says Tangent. James Fitz, how are we doing? Says Patriot. Raynham says, oh man, good man. John says, fair play tonight. Hello from Belfast, says Star. Let me know in the live chat where you're all from, too. So if you're new to the show, please subscribe. And, the very least you can do is share these live streams with all your friends and family. Cost you nothing to do so, alright? Okay. Right. Let's get into tonight's action. What have we got in store for you here tonight? Right, okay. That's the one we want there. Right, okay. So, the Irish state broadcaster once tried to convince the nation that Irish history is riddled with slavery and we should all hate ourselves. I know, this is a laugh here. So, let's play this clip here, right? Let me refresh this page here. Some of you, probably a lot of you haven't seen this clip, so let's play this clip here now, right?
The popular conception of Irish monastic life often fails to mention one very inconvenient fact.
Slaves.
Slaves.
Slavery.
Slavery.
Slaves?
There was a lot of fucking slaves, and we don't talk about that. We like to think it was just the Vikings that had slaves. No, it was us. Those squeaky clean monks and bishops who lived amongst nature were slave owners, like the kings and the lords around them, and it was the forced labour of these enslaved individuals that upheld the economic sustainability of medieval Irish society.
In Ireland, we have records that slavery within the church continued. That's a fact. These ecclesiastical settlements would have had a lot of labourers associated with them. Some are free, some are unfree, and even when they, for all intents and purposes, are slaves.
With a clown with a plastic bag on his face trying to be taken seriously. This is just more anti-Catholic rhetoric, more anti-Irish rhetoric from RTE propaganda machine. The Irish enslaved people. What a load of nonsense. Let's be very clear here. Every society and every group of people enslaved other people. It's a matter of fact, whether it be Africans, whether it be Arabs, whether it be Native Indians, whether it be Europeans. Throughout history, it's always happened. South America, the natives there. It was very, very common among all people. But for some reason, it's only white European people that have to feel guilty. We have to bow our head in shame. It's only us that has to feel guilt. We're always punished for our ancestors' sins, you know. What about the rest? What about the African slave trade? What about the Arab slave trade? What about the Arabs that enslaved Irish people? Or about the English that enslaved the Irish, sent them off to the likes of Australia? It's just it's another way of attacking the Irish and, beating the Irish down so that we accept mass immigration. It's nothing but utter propaganda. What are you all saying in the live chat there? Yeah, Mike Jordan says the natives in America also enslaved people from other tribes. The African judge was jailed in the UK for having a slave. Thoughts on Paddy McBurty retirement? I just saw that he was a good servant to Donegal. Great football player. I met him a couple of times. He's a very, very nice man. Paddy McBurty. There's still slavery in Africa today, yet none of them care about that whatsoever. That's true. Now, this is an interesting interaction here. There has been 19,000 applications for international protection this year, and 81.56% have been rejected. A lot of people are using student visas predominantly to work 20,000 family reunifications per year. Jim O'Callaghan asked about immigration on Inside Politics broadcast.
Minister, I want to turn to migration because I think there's no doubt that you have been the most prominent member of the government when addressing the various issues related to migration, which we know are complex and they have different levels and there are different kinds of people and different kinds of circumstances involved. But my first question is, when did the government decide that the overall top-line level of immigration into Ireland was too high?
Well, first of all, I am the Minister for Migration, and Colin Brophy obviously is the junior minister in respect of it. If you look at, I suppose, our population, Hugh, like last August we saw that the population was increasing by 1.64%, which is 7 times the EU average. It's been driven by immigration. Like, that level of increase is recognised, I think, across government as being very high, and efforts should be made to try to curtail it. And in order to curtail it, the only way we can is through trying to introduce some policies in respect of inward migration.
It was quite high last year as well.
Yeah, it was. But we're growing. I think it's only Malta who's growing at the same rate as us. It's fantastic that our population is increasing. For years in this country, we had a declining population. The reason the population's increasing is because of the success of the Irish economy, because of the success of Ireland as a country. But we just need to be conscious that that rate of increase is very significant and is obviously putting huge pressures on other services that we provide. Which is
I suppose, and all that, what you've just said is a subject, obviously, of current debate. But I'm just wondering at what point, over the course of the last 3 years did this become apparent? You know, the question of demographic growth is pretty fundamental to planning for a country, as we know. We have an awful lot of talk about infrastructure and things at the moment. Was this a debate that went on within government? It seems to be such a large policy question to change one's line on without any real. Can I get out in drips and drabs from Simon Harris and yourself?
Okay, well, I don't know if that's a fair assessment of it. At present, I'm working on a national migration strategy. And up to now, I suppose, migration into Ireland has developed sort of organically and haphazardly. There hasn't really been a focused national plan as to how we see migration operating over the next 10, 15, 20 years. That is something that's been worked on in my department, and I think would be beneficial to see that. But certainly it's something that became apparent to me as Minister for Justice 11 months ago, that the rate of increase of our population is very significant, and it's putting a lot of challenges on the system.
What sort of a, I mean, if 1.6 is too much, so what sort of percentage
That's
is...
something that needs to be set out, obviously, in the national migration strategy. But I would have thought 1.6%. Like the EU average, I think, is in the region of 0.23%, okay?
But again, that's driven by migration in the EU,
That's the
because the
population.
EU population is on a natural decline.
Yeah.
Ours isn't.
Yeah, but in terms of, when you say natural decline, you mean it's not in a natural decline because of immigration?
Yes, since 2011 or so.
Yeah, births and deaths.
Yeah, births are down pretty significantly. The birth rate has dropped significantly. So the reason why the population grows by 98,000 last year, net migration.
A lot of the I was at the press conference in which you announced the policy, and you made some changes to family reunification rules and so forth. But the largest part of the inward migration is from people who are on work visas here. They're here legally. They apply for permission. They get permission from your department, and they come in and they work here. Do those numbers have to come down?
Well, listen, we need to have a broader perspective in terms of numbers. Like in terms of, first of all, probably the largest number is the numbers coming from the EU and the UK. Okay, we're looking at approximately.
But we've no control over those.
I know. But so we have to try and look at the things we can control. There were around 12,200 employment visas issued by my department last year. So, you know, that's a reasonable amount, I would have thought. If you're looking at areas such as student permissions, there's approximately 60,000 issued. That's something that we are looking at. Colin Brophy and myself are looking at, along with James Lawless. So if we're trying to reduce the growth or the rate of growth of population, we need to look at the areas that we can control. And one of them, I would have thought, is in terms of student permissions.
So that high level of student permissions. So concern has been expressed in the past about certain elements of the cohort of language schools.
It's just unbelievable. They're admitting that as population replacement, the Irish birth rate is going down, and then they're replacing the Irish with foreigners. Net migration of roughly 90-something 8,000. That's not including, it's not 98,000 foreigners. It's actually 150,000 because the population of the Irish people are going down. So there's population replacement, and we need, like Sean Mack says, we need mass deportations. There's far too many people coming into the country. It's just utter sheer numbers. And to get the Irish birth rate up, we have to do something drastic to encourage the Indigenous Irish people to have more children. You tell me in the live chat what you think. Should we be importing, millions of people into Ireland, or should we have some kind of policy, pro-life, pro-family policy that encourages young Irish families to have more children of native people, native children? Okay. So this was an interesting interaction I had with Sinn Féiner. Triggered Soy Boy thinks video in public is illegal, and I've got a nice wee photo of him I found on social media after I play this video. So maybe some of you may not have seen this clip, but I thought it was quite illuminating, the treachery involved.
Are you videoing it?
Oh, well, get out of my face. It's
illegal.
illegal, is it?
Aye.
Why, we're on a public street here, my friend.
You're videoing me illegally. Did I give you permission to video me?
We're on a public street, I can video if I want.
No, you can't.
Call the Guardian.
Why would I call you out?
Because you're saying I'm videoing you illegally. No one's stopping you walking away. You support the invasion of Ireland, obviously. We're Lower Main Street, Letterkenny, and the Irish are a minority here. What is your problem? Why are you confronting me here? I wasn't bothering you. You came up.
You're going around bothering immigrants and stuff.
How?
You know.
Am I allowed to chat to people on the streets? You came up and confronted me. You got up in my face.
Oh, well, I seen you confronting someone else in the same.
I'm talking to people on the streets, which I'm allowed to do. If you don't like it, walk away.
You're not allowed to video people.
Says who?
Tell me what law says you're allowed to video people.
You're allowed to video in public.
What? You're not allowed to video someone in public.
You are allowed to video people in public. We're in a public street.
Without permission of someone, you're not allowed to video them.
What law is that?
Look it up.
Look, I know you're allowed to video people in public. If you don't like being videoed in public, walk away. No one's stopping you walking away.
Right.
No one's stopping you walking away. Good luck. It's illegal. It's illegal.
So you can't video people in public. Just like a little bit of a backstory there about an interaction. I was interviewing people on the streets, as I do. You know, you've seen a lot of my videos. I just speak to people politely on the streets. I speak to Irish people, I speak to migrants. And, you know, he saw me and he had a problem, you know, a bee in his bonnet that I was harassing his poor wee migrant pets. And then, you know, he came up to me, confronted me, and I just pressed the record button on my camera. And then he got very offended by that I would dare record him on a public street. And I said, like, I'll record you if you want. Like, you came up and confronted me. If you don't like it, walk away. And then he was saying, oh, it's illegal, you're intimidating these poor migrants, leave them alone. I'm like, would you ever go away, man? Just, if you don't like it, just go away. But anyway, let's show you this photo here. And you might notice somebody if we zoom in. So here you got Pierce Doherty. Can you see anybody yet? All right, let's start from here. What is it? Where's Waldo? Where's the Wally? Right, let's zoom in here. Jerry Mack, Sinn Féin councillor, and Letterkenny, right? Let's keep her that. And he's some kind of another Sinn councillor there. Oh, who's this? Who's this? Oh, he's a Sinn Féin activist. Wouldn't you know? We all knew this. So there you go. Campaigning there during the presidency election. Fucking Dumb and Dumber. Aye. Let's zoom in to Pierce head. There's Pierce. There's Podrick. And here is the... You can't video in public. So there you go. Sinn Féin activist. Anyway. Just thought I'd bring that to your attention there. What's everybody saying in the live chat? Birds of a feather, all communists. Yes, and you are correct. He's part of the problem in this country. You're absolutely right. Letterkenny is a swamp. Unfortunate, it used to be a decent night out. Yes, you're right there. Aaron Brown says he'll ask you to name a specific law, but can't do the same himself. Sharia faint to Sean Mack, yeah. I bet he bats for the other side. Don't know. It would make sense. It would make sense now. Right. Let's play this clip here, right? There's another clinker. Like, how stupid do you have to be? Seriously? To drive into water that deep and then to get the fire brigade out and then to throw you some kind of like safety dinghy to take you out of a deep puddle of water. Wow. And just what an utter waste of resources. Probably cost thousands and thousands of euro to bring the fire brigade out there. And you'll have to pay for nothing. You know what I mean? This is an absolute joke. The West is turning into an absolute joke. The old Mercedes, no life belts. Yeah, that's true, they're Vincent. Like using a sledgehammer to open an egg. What a waste of resources. Yeah, you're right there. Can't swim. Yeah, that's the stereotype of Africans. They can't swim. Well, they can't do a lot of things. They can't do a lot of things. What can they do? What are they good at? Being violent. Robbing you, stealing you. They're good at that. Not all of them, but a fair few of them. Right, let's see Michael Martin get his knickers in a twist here.
Can I just ask you, on the night that Jim Gavin withdrew from the presidential election, did yourself and Jack Chambers tell him that you couldn't guarantee him the support of the parliamentary party?
Sorry, again, look, I only got the report last year.
I'm not asking you about the report, I'm asking about your recollection of events, Taoiseach.
Sorry, you're going to have manners to allow me to speak. You're going to heckle and shout all the time. You are actually. And you're making comments that are unfair and you should withdraw. Okay? No, I didn't come here for an argy-bargy with anybody. The report will be published. The report will go to the parliamentary party. The full entirety of the context will be there. But I'll be straight with you, Louise. False assertions were made in respect of people and they were false. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And I'm entitled to say that. I'm not going to preempt the consideration of the report now in terms of one-to-one with journalism. I haven't been, and I'm very calm about that.
I'm asking about your own...
Michael Martin get his knickers in a twist. You know what I mean? What an absolute joke, Fianna Fáil. Destroyed the country along with Fine Gael, opened our borders. You know what I mean? I despise these politicians, I really, really do. Yeah, they can't build houses either. Still living in mud huts. You're right there, Sean Mac. You're on about the last video. Okay. Let's play this wee clip here. I'm just going to mute that audio. While the white girl keeps making eye contact with me, but I don't know if she likes me or wants me out of the country. What a perv. What an absolute perv. What are you doing here? Go home. My God, these people are unbelievable. You import the third world, like you will become the third world. Now let's play this clip here too now, right? Happened just now. Man randomly attacks child and woman in Ongar Cafe, Dublin. In the past few minutes, we came across several police cars, ambulances, a fire brigade in Ongar village, and several police and paramedics surrounding a cuffed male who has a concussion to his forehead and injury begins his right ear. Someone must have intervened in the attack. What is known at this time is the man hit and smashed a glass over the heads and faces of a mother and a young child. Jeez. The Rendezvous Cafe is not known what the injuries are. The man is a large, white male in his late 30s or early 40s with a beard. It's not obvious from the video, but at least 2 ambulances, 1 fire brigade, 4 police cars. Jeez, hope everybody's alright. And they catch a scumbag, whoever it is. Someone says, Ongar is a mental place. Loads of dodgy Eastern Europeans and Romani gypsies always hanging around. Right, let's play this wee clip here. So there you go. Yep, Aaron Brett is white male when in reality is probably an Afghan Muslim with a beard. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully the family's alright anyway. So look, if you want to support us, there's a number of ways you can do so. Why don't you go to our shop, Irish Patriot Store, a brand new shop. Let me I'll show you this shop here. What have we got here now? So what have we got in our shop? The Shield and the Heron official regatta jacket. Beautiful jacket, high quality. Keep you nice and warm over winter. This is in our shop. Click the link in the bio or in the description. What else have we got here for you? There's lots of lovely things you can get for yourself or a loved one for Christmas. The Irish Language 3-in-1 bundle. You got the Irish turf peat incense burner, the beef butcher box, beef, lamb and pork delivered to your front door anywhere in the island of Ireland, all 32 counties, and England, Scotland and Wales. So order your beef box, lamb box, pork box, guaranteed non-halal, guaranteed Donegal beef, lamb or pork. So order your beef or lamb, pork, butcher boxes now. What else have we got? The Dewey Reams Holy Bible, Ireland is full stickers, Irish tricolour flags, Easter lily badges, brown scapulars, the book we wrote ourselves, a handbook for the New Fenian, the 4 Christian posters, Vandalising Ireland, a signed copy by Owen Lenihan, and much more. Check out our shop now, support our work. Now, another thing you can do is join as a member. Join Ireland's fastest growing Christian nationalist movement, the whole island of Ireland. My name is Niall McConnell, the leader of Shield and the Heron. This is the membership pack everybody receives for the standard membership. This is the Who We Are booklet. It kind of just describes what we're all about, the Freedom Proclamation. You also get the Irish tricolour flag and the Shield and the Heron membership card. That's standard membership. There's 2 tiers, standard and gold. So support our work now. Join as a member. Click the link below the video or click the link in my bio to join as a member now or order from our shop. Look, I have to go here. I've got an appointment with somebody. Very important meeting I've got to attend now, so I must go, everybody. But thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all your support. Consider joining as a member. Consider ordering from our shop, boycotting Amazon, getting a loved one or present from our shop. I'd really appreciate it. So we'll see you again soon, Thursday. So we live stream Tuesday, Thursday, Sundays at 8 p.m, broadcasting you the news, telling you what's happening in Ireland. So I will see you again Thursday, everybody. God bless you all. Aaron go bra.